Good morning. I'm coming to you from inside again. The landscaper guys are out there this morning, so it's a little bit loud to say the least. So I am coming to share something a little bit different than I had intended today. So we've been doing like the relationship Thursdays that kind of organically happened, and today was going to be all about you, the relationship with you have that you have with yourself. Well, I was working on the insight sheets and getting all of that ready, and I don't know, there's some missing piece to it that I can't quite pinpoint, and so it's not quite ready for today. So I'm sorry, but I really want to make sure that it's um, exactly right, like the most powerful tool that you can use to really tap into yourself, and it's just not quite there yet. So instead, I thought today, being a full moon, how perfect to be able to talk about your relationship that you have with the moon. So, okay, full moons. What are full moons about? What's the big deal? What's the story? Okay, so full moons illuminate a pathway, they illuminate aspects of yourself that are working or not working. It shows you maybe a different direction you can take, shows you what you might be able to release. Um, the moon is big and bright and full in the sky. It's like a spotlight, if you will, on you, on aspects within yourself. I posted a photo this morning with, just a short little um, ritual, if you will, that you can do each full moon. I mean, I do this leading up to the full moon and also after, just because I'm a moon girl. I love all that stuff. It's just super fun. But it's so essentially all you do is just stand in the light of the moon, and even if it's during the day, the moon is still there. It's ideally it's great if you can like look up at the moon, you can see it and you can feel it and really connect with it. But if you can't, that's okay. If it's cloudy, that's okay. It's the intention that you set, and the energy is still there, it's still flowing. Um, the the point of it is to allow the moon. The moon controls the tides, it controls water. We're made of mostly water, so being in the energy of the moon will shift things in our body. And if we can tune into it, we can notice those shifts, we can feel them happening in a really subtle way. It's not like um, you can't compare it to like the ocean tide shifting, and you can feel that. This is a really subtle, soft shift. So that's why this morning on the post that I wrote was to just stand in the moonlight, close your eyes, just breathe, and it's tuning into your body, noticing what thoughts come, noticing what feelings show up. And if there's any feeling of unease anywhere in your body, like for me, if there's something to be looked at or healed, I usually get it like in my upper stomach or my lower stomach, sometimes in my heart, sometimes it's usually in like my torso is where I get the feelings of, ooh, something isn't right here. It's important that I take a look at that and see what's going on. And when you have that feeling, then instead of looking to distract yourself and move away from the feeling, stay there. Okay, so you have this feeling here. Breathe into it. What is this about? What am I feeling? Am I feeling scared? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling excited? Am I feeling nervous? What is the feeling? And then why? Why is this feeling here? What is this showing me? What is happening in my life? Just keep asking yourself questions and dig in a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper until you can find that little nugget of, oh, I'm anxious about this phone interview I have. I'm anxious about a conversation that I have to have with my son. I'm anxious about um, this event that's coming up, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen with everything going on in the world. Whatever it is, pay attention and give it a little bit of love. Is there something you can do? Is there a small action that you can take? If it's about a conversation with someone that you're nervous about, for instance, what can you do to make that easier? Maybe you write out write a letter to that person before you actually talk to them and get all of your thoughts in one place. Maybe you have a phone interview. Well, you read over your resume, you ask a couple of friends, hey, what's awesome about me? Why would you hire me? Really, just what action can you take to move the ball forward in some area that's causing you a little bit of unease, an area that the full moon has highlighted, put a spotlight on for you. The relationship that we have with the moon, if you pay attention to moon cycles and you are aware, there is a dialogue that could be had. So the moon shifts into a new constellation every 2.5 days. And each time it shifts and changes, there's, different energies that come into play, different areas that you can focus on. So right now, the moon is in Libra. And okay, I have to put my glasses on to read this. So Libra is all about balance. So you can have a constellation mantra that says, I balance blank. What are you balancing in your life? For me, I'm balancing work and downtime. I can get completely caught up in working and spend a good 10 hours at my desk and not have enough time where I'm connecting with friends, or I am walking in nature, or throughout the day I will take a break and I'll go sit on my balcony, or I will take a walk most days, or I will have my coffee outside. Like, I do love that. You guys know how I love my coffee, my cappuccinos. But a lot of times I'll sit and have my meals at my desk while I'm still working, and I'm not taking the time to balance my work with my time just for me, or time for me to connect with other people outside of a work setting. So that's important. And so I've been paying attention to that. As we shift into Scorpio, we're going to shift into another focus. And so for Scorpio, Scorpio is a water sign. So Scorpio is going to be more emotionally connected, more physically, the physical world emotional. So I desire, shifting into Scorpio, what do you desire? And that could be physical, tangible objects, or it could also be emotional. It could also be that connection, that emotional connection you have with someone, that sexual connection that you have with someone. It's a completely different energy than Libra, which is about balance. And so if you have an idea of where the moon is in each constellation, or even if you don't, you can feel the shift. You can feel where some days you're really hyper focused on one area of your life, and then another day you're like, I can't concentrate today. Like, I'm scattered. I'm all over the place. So I'll continue to share a little bit more about the constellations and what they mean to you. And if you're interested in fostering more of a relationship with the moon, comment, please let me know, because this stuff, I love it. It's a huge part of how, it's actually a really integral part of how I operate in my life. It's also something that I share with my clients, and it's given them a better understanding of where they are and what's happening in their lives. And it's definitely comforting to know that there are reasons why certain feelings come up, and there are certain aspects happening in the sky that are affecting us. It's pretty incredible to think about how we're connected in such a huge way. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, so I hope that the full moon Thursday today is awesome for you. Please take a few minutes to see where in your life you can focus on what the moon is nudging you to address. And I will get the insight sheets about you to you next week. Maybe before, who knows? Maybe I'll mix it up. We'll see how it goes. But that little missing piece will show up, and I will know exactly when it's ready to go, and it will be a really powerful, beautiful tool for you to use. But for now, use the moon. Foster your relationship with the moon and let it guide you and help you grow. All right. That's it for today. Remember, we learn from one another. I will see you here tomorrow. Bye for now.